everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Wine Night Chronicles. We're your hosts, Destiny, Nat, and Ty. Welcome back, everybody. Hey, Nat.
Hey,
Ty. Happy Wine
nice
Night.
to be back.
Yes. Woo! Happy Friday.
My favorite time of the week.
My favorite time of the week. Let's cheers to that. Happy Wine Night, guys.
Cheers. Cheers, cheers, cheers. Is
Well,
it
that was
weird
all
that it
right.
just smells so good? It almost smells like coffee. Like it
You
just
know
smells
what?
so good.
I want to get better at this because I just chug it down. I don't even smell it. We don't even talk about the wine. Next week, y'all, we're gonna start talking about the wine. I mean,
We're gonna be fancy in here.
We're gonna get a little fancy and talk about the wine next week. But for this week, we just gonna enjoy the taste.
Yes. Oh yeah.
I'm sure everyone's dying to know what the hell we're drinking that tastes so good.
Exactly. So we got to start sharing with everybody, and we can do that next week, you guys. Well, I have a question for you guys. Have you ever got a feeling that you should or shouldn't do something, and to you it makes absolutely no sense, but you follow that feeling and it leads to a positive outcome, maybe for you or someone else? That's intuition, and that's our topic for tonight. I saw a meme that said intuition is when you don't know how you know, but you know, and you know you knew, and that's all you need to know. Now that sums up intuition. A little confusing, but intuition in and of itself, yeah, it is. So Merriam-Webster defines intuition as quick and ready insight, the power of attaining to direct knowledge or cognition without evident rational thought and inference. I define intuition as receiving the knowledge passed to you from your highest self. I see the higher self as our spirit or soul. And I believe that intuition talks to all of us in different ways. For me, my intuition's voice manifests itself as a very light thought, almost like a brief thought passing through my mind, a little whisper. That's why it's important for me that I meditate, as it helps to decrease the anxiety which can get in the way of connecting to your intuition. Now, I've also found that being creative helps me to get in tune with my intuition. And I found that the more present I am throughout my day, the more my intuition guides me on my next move. Nat or Ty, can either of you define what intuition is for you, or explain how you've experienced intuition?
So for me, intuition is not so divorced from logic as most people will like express. I mean, I'm not going to say that I'm going to rewrite the dictionary. I'm just saying that personally, I don't see how intuition is so divorced from logic. Like the way I see intuition, I think it has a lot to do with self-confidence and past experiences. I In my experience, like when I see somebody who's very confident, they're very quick to trust their gut, to go with their feeling and to not
I
question it.
agree.
And they tend to like grab life by the horns kind of thing. And it's admirable. And they'll tell you like, oh, well, I just go with my feeling. That's intuition. And I think that's rooted in that self-confidence. Or also, when you think of like past experiences, sometimes, and it's not deja vu or anything like that, but sometimes you're in a circumstance and it's like, this feels a little too familiar. Let me brace myself. And I think intuition can come in that way. And previously, many, many moons ago, when I used to meditate, which I need to get into the habit of, but I remember
We all do.
how much clarity there was in my head. And I was just, my awareness was heightened. So I would catch on to little things like a little ebb, a little flow, like that little whisper, that little thought, or that feeling. I was more aware of it, so I would act more upon it. And that's why they say that when you meditate, that your intuition goes up.
Yes.
But personally, I don't consider myself someone that's intuitive because I'm always overthinking things. So when you give me like a scenario or a decision,
No.
okay, stop. You got to think every angle, what can happen here or there. And then some people think, well, that's the antithesis of intuition. But I think it's more like of a blockage of intuition because analyzing is one thing, right? But overthinking,
Right.
especially when everything is catastrophic, like you're just hindering yourself at that point. And I think the only thing that I can say,
I agree.
I think the only time that I've ever let my intuition run free was when I met my husband Jay long time ago. And I was like, you know what, I'm gonna trust this. And I think this is gonna be good. And I just felt like safe. And why? I just went with it, with that feeling. And here we are still together. So that's one thing I'm like, okay, all right. I have been intuitive with
Aw.
important things at
Aw.
least. But yeah, that's me and
Yes.
intuition.
That's very good,
So
Ty.
cute. I'm glad you went with
Yes.
your intuition on that.
Yeah.
Me
That
too.
I
It
think.
led to a positive outcome. Very good. Very
Yes,
good.
it did.
Yes. What about you, Nat? How do you see
Oh my
intuition
gosh.
manifest itself?
So I've never really thought about intuition and like looked into it or whatever, but for me, it's like a feeling that I get inside, right? If it's a good feeling or a bad feeling, whatever it is, it's just a feeling I get and like it doesn't go away. And it's just like if I meet a person and I get a bad feeling, I'm still open to it, but I just have this wall, like it's just a feeling I get, you know. So, and it was funny because I've never really, I'm like, whatever, I trust my gut or I just do whatever, you know, I'm go with the flow, like whatever happens, happens, you know, I don't really overanalyze like Ty, I don't overthink. So a person like myself has to trust their instinct or intuition, right?
Right.
So it was funny because the other day recently, I had like a really stressful morning and as soon as I got to work, I had like a small family emergency, right? So then I'm dealing with the family emergency. And then after that, it's just like, it was like a series of bad things happening, one right after the
Wow.
other. And I'm like, what the fuck? It's not even 10 o'clock and all these things are happening to me. Like,
God.
right? So I'm
Yeah.
not used to this. So normally, right? Normally, I would have been like crying, calling my husband, like calling my mom. I don't know what to do. But for some reason, I was completely calm and just taking it step by step. Like, okay, I gotta do this. I gotta get that done. I gotta get this fixed. And then
Right.
and then I texted you guys because it was the day we were supposed to be recording an episode. And I'm like, you
Oh, that's
guys,
right.
I feel so bad. I'm not going to be able to record tonight. There's like all this stuff going on, you know, whatever. And then they're like, okay, whatever. And they're like, oh my God, are you okay? And I'm like, I'm actually fine. Like I'm calm. And
Calm,
then I
not
think,
overwhelmed.
right. And so that same morning, before I leave work, I wake up and I have this huge amethyst crystal. It's like a 3 pound crystal.
Wow.
It's actually the first crystal I've ever bought.
Oh, so it's
So
so special.
it's very special to me. I love it. And I usually keep it outside in my patio, but since of the storms and stuff, I had it in my room for like it had been a week already that it was in my room.
Right.
And that day, for some reason, I look at it and I'm like, fuck it. I'm throwing this shit in my purse. I'm taking it with me to work. Why? Like the thing is the size of my face. So I'm at work and all this stuff happens. And it's funny because my coworker who had picked me up because my car broke down. I mean, it was a hot mess that day. My car broke down. She's picking me up from Firestone. I'm in the car. I'm telling her everything that happened. And she's like, you seem really calm for everything that's
Right.
happened to you.
Right.
And I'm like, I
That's always a
know.
compliment.
Yes.
And
Cool,
so, and then
calm, and
I was like,
collected.
you guys, and then so I texted you guys. I'm like, you guys, you think it's because I brought this crystal with me for no reason? And like something just told me to bring it. And Destiny right away says, it's not something, it was your instinct. And I was
Yes.
like, oh
Intuition.
shit, like
Yes.
wow, like it opened up this whole new thing for me. So I
Yeah.
start researching about it, and I'm like, so the only way that I could like relate to the type of instinct was a mother's instinct, like
Mm-hmm.
mother's intuition. And
Mm-hmm.
it's true. Like when I had my kids and they were newborn, they can't talk yet. They can't
Right.
express their feelings. All they know to do is to coo if they're happy or cry if they're sad, right?
Right.
So when your baby's crying, there's certain different cries that you learn. One cry is like he's
Mm-hmm.
hungry. One cry he's in pain. Like it's not because you got to change his diaper. You know that it's something wrong. So that's your mother's intuition. So
Yes.
I kind of felt like intuition comes to you from an energy you feel. So like with these babies, you have such a bond. You bond with them, they're in your
Mm-hmm.
belly or whatever, or you bond with them when they're newborns, they're always with you. So you feed off of each other's energies. So, and that's what helps your intuition as well. It's the
Yeah.
energy that you feel from certain things or certain people. So that's how I correlated intuition with
Mm-hmm.
and feelings. Like it made sense to me. So that
And it makes sense to
crystal,
me.
right? So that crystal just gave off this energy to me to just fucking grab it and take it with you, and you'll be fine for the
Yeah.
rest
It
of the
said, take
day.
me, take me, take me.
And it
Yes.
helped. Like I've
It
never been
helps.
so level-headed during such a stressful time. Like I couldn't
Mm-hmm.
believe I don't know if I'm being like a grown up or if it's the crystals or I don't know what, but all I know is
It's
that
both. It's you. It's you
it's
trusting yourself.
It's
It
you.
goes back to what Ty said about the confidence that comes with
Yes.
trusting your intuition. You were calm because you trusted your
You
intuition
trusted. And
that you were doing the right thing. And it shows that you're a grown up and you are growing as an individual because, like you said, you normally stress out, freak out, call your mom, call your husband, cry.
right. That's
You
what
didn't
I
have to do
do.
that this time. You didn't have to do that this time
And
because you trusted
intuition.
your intuition, which is yourself. Good for
And
you.
I think
Good
it's
for you.
also such a awesome like survival kind of method or
Mechanism, tool.
yeah.
yes, mechanism. Thank you. Like I do think
Mhm.
that. Like those people
Yeah,
who are
for sure.
really in tune with their intuition and they end up like avoiding mishap or reaping rewards off of it. Like I think
Mhm.
that people need to base themselves on those feelings to kind of prepare themselves for any imminent happening that's gonna occur. So I do believe that that
Right.
could also be it. Maybe your survival gene kicked a bit harder that morning. And it's like, okay,
Yeah.
I know that for mental sanity, I need a talisman. So
Hmm.
I'm trying to find logic here into the whole thing, but I think that kind of
Yeah.
defeats the whole purpose behind intuition,
It
right? You
just
just
made
want
no
to,
Right.
sense for me to want to take that big ass thing with me that day. Like ever. I've never wanted to
Mhm.
carry that thing. And the
That's a part
hardest
of the
see,
day of
definition
my
of
life,
intuition.
yeah,
Yeah.
the hardest day of my
It
life,
makes no
well, so
sense.
far, like, this year, was that.
mm-hmm,
Hmm.
And I was
And
like,
you made it
wow,
through
like,
it because
mm-hmm.
you,
and
you
I,
And you did
trusted
it like a
yourself.
fucking queen. So
Yes.
cheers
Yes.
to that.
thank you.
Oh, yes. Cheers to that now. Ah, I love it. I love it.
Cheers.
And I love seeing the growth. Ah, that's perfect. Mm. Well, that was an awesome topic on intuition or discussion on intuition. Nat, do you have an equally good playlist to back up this cool topic?
Yes, I put together a playlist for intuition. So the first song is
Listen to
Listen to
your
your
heart.
heart when
I
he's
don't.
calling for you. You know when I think about that song, they played that a lot after Hurricane Katrina.
Oh,
Really?
really?
And they were showing all of the footage of everything that was going on.
Oh,
That was during the year Hurricane Katrina hit. Was that
Oh,
5.
2005? 2005, when Katrina hit New Orleans and all the people who lost loved ones in the flood,
Terrible.
and they would play that song in the
aw.
background to like these people's stories. It was so beautiful.
Mm.
But yeah, that's a good song choice.
And then the next song is All Mixed Up by 311. 311 is a very special band. I was obsessed with them like in 1995. And it's all mixed up because like the first lyrics of that song is you've got to trust your instincts and let go of regret. So like the
Yeah.
Mm.
song is about letting go of all these things you have and just trust your
Yeah.
instincts and go
Mm-hmm.
with it. And I love
For sure.
311 and yeah, so I
Yeah,
had
they're
to
pretty
throw them
cool.
in
Good
there.
choice. Yeah.
And then I also have Feeling Myself by Nicki Minaj and Beyonce because it's just
Yeah.
a song, like Ty said, your instinct is about confidence, self-confidence. And
Yes.
what's a better song than like I love using this song when I'm getting ready to go out or putting makeup on, like I'm feeling myself. I'm feeling myself.
Exactly. Me
Feeling
too. That's a
feeling
good
myself.
get ready
So
song.
it's like a
Hmm.
good like real feel good song about yourself.
Yeah.
So I
Hmm.
threw that in there, because it's just so much fun. And then another song is I Got a Feeling by Black Eyed Peas.
Yeah.
Oh, I have it. Yes, that's a good one.
That's a really good choice. I love that
So
See,
that's
song.
I've had
like,
those intuitive feelings more than
yes,
once on a
when
Saturday
Hmm.
we're
night.
going
Hmm.
out to
Okay.
party,
Yeah.
Yeah.
like, and we're singing it, I got a feeling.
Yes.
Woo!
That's
I
so
was at
good.
a wedding, and that's the song that the wedding party came into.
And then
Exactly.
the last thing that I put on the playlist, it's actually like a guided meditation, right? So I'm not a person that meditates, but I since like I researched a lot and we talked about it about how meditation opens you up to your intuition, right? And a
Hmm.
lot
Yeah.
of people go by that. So I found this guided meditation series. It's about 40 minutes long and it's
Okay.
called Connect to Your Intuition Guided Meditation by Rising Higher Meditation featuring Jess Shepherd.
Hmm.
So I started
All
listening
right.
to this the other night and
Hmm.
I'm like, oh my God, like I love this. Like I was blow drying my hair and listening to it. And once I was done, I'm like,
Hmm.
I feel so
That's
relaxed. Like
awesome.
it
Yes.
was really
Yes.
cool. And she guides you to opening up your mind and letting all these
Yes.
feelings, like she talks to you the whole time. I thought it was like the coolest thing.
Yeah. That's a
So
guided meditation. That's what they do.
yeah, I've
Yes,
never
they
done
make
that.
you
So
transport
I was
yourself.
like, yeah, I was very
Yeah.
impressed by
You
it.
know, that again, that baffles me because
What?
the meditation app I absolutely love and I use all the time.
That
That
I
you're
told
the
you
one who
about,
introduced.
and I
Yes,
don't
you
do
told
it.
me about the app. And I use it and I love it and I can't believe. Well, I that sentence is no longer true. I was going to say I can't believe you've never done a guided meditation, but you have now done a guided meditation. You loved it. It was a wonderful experience
Yeah.
for you. So I'm so happy to hear that. That might be the best selection you've ever put on a playlist, and I'm so proud
Cool.
of you for it. So
And I hope you
everyone,
guys enjoy
give it
it.
a
Yeah.
tray. Yes,
Yes.
great
I mean, I've
selection, Nat.
had guided meditations where I haven't done many, but I felt like I was in the middle of a rainforest and I'm like, this is a good fucking feeling. Like
Yeah.
it opens you up and it brings down those barriers and your mind just
Oh.
kind of like becomes a fluid, like air or water or something.
Mhm.
Yeah. So
Yeah, it's
I'm
cool.
all for that. All
Yeah.
for it.
That was an awesome playlist. Again, Nat, so excited about the guided meditation. all of you guys, make sure you check out the playlist and give the guided meditation a try. I promise you'll love it. Anyway, it's been an awesome wine night. I'm so glad to be here with you guys. I'm so happy to have this conversation with you. Nat, Ty, I love you always. To our intuition, may it guide us in the right direction.
Take a second one for that.
All right now. Happy wine night.
My intuition
wine
always
night.
says wine.
Say it one more time for the people. Your intuition always says what?
My intuition always says wine is a good idea.
Yes. That's a good intuition.
I'm following that intuition.
Yeah. That's one you should always follow. Yeah. Very good. Now somebody call. I'm going off across the fucking street.
It went off
It's a
on the
good
right
thing we
time.
almost done. Hopefully they'll come. Right. And we can do our.
And you're breaking up.
Okay. Okay. How about now?